you for coming for our 2016 Midlands Area Treasured Trees presentation. We're so glad to have everybody here today. Our first winner is the American Elm, which is at 102 Taylor Drive, Lexington. The size and stature of this tree makes it a treasure of Lexington with an overall pleasing aesthetic paired with ferns growing around the tree is admired by many. The American Elm is one of our many treasured trees. So is the person for the American Elm here? Is there someone from Lexington? Lexington?
I'll
have a
go ahead.
representative?
You're the nominee.
Wonderful.
I appreciate it. And they will accept it. You're a Belgian.
And I'm going to give this to the landowners that own the property.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, our next tree is the Magnolia Tree at 1800 Queen Chapel Road, Sumter. This Magnolia Tree has many memories and stories from the White family. They have a long family history in Sumter, and this 154-year-old tree is one of the family's most cherished memories. Children and grandchildren have climbed this magnolia for more than a century. This treasured tree is certainly treasured by many. Is there anyone here from Sumter? Yeah?
I want you to know we thought this tree is fabulous. It looks. I want to come climb it.
You can come climb it.
And thank you. We're thrilled.
Thank you.
Overall, and we're thrilled about it.
Thank you.
And I think our first winner was something.
Well, y'all are all welcome to come climb it.
Our next tree is the Eastover Oak, 1648 Congress Road, Eastover. An oak tree only starts producing acorns when it is about 40 years old, and most oak species live to be more than 200 years old. Due to its large stature, oak trees require large amounts of water and can absorb 50 gallons of water each day. We are proud to call this mighty oak a 2016 treasured tree.
Thank you.
Our next tree is the Southern Red Oak, 246 Columbia Avenue, Chapin. On the main drag of Chapin, this oak spans Columbia Avenue, providing beauty and shade for the town. The large size and solid root system of the tree make it useful in watershed protection. This Southern Red Oak is a treasured tree of the Midlands.
Do we have anyone from the Columbia Avenue area? A true tree lover here. And we thank you.
Again, I'm going to give this one to the landowner also.
That is fabulous.
Fabulous, thank you. Our next tree is the Cottontown Oak on Marion Street. Located behind the historic homes that line Marion Street, this oak is referred to as majestic. The oak towers over Cottontown and has endured much in its long life. Ms. McKinney, who submitted this treasured tree, is working with a biologist on species identification and measurements. This beautiful oak is one of our treasured trees.
Do we have anyone from Marion Avenue? Marion Street?
Marion Street.
Somebody from Cottontown? It's like right over to we usually have plenty.
Susie will accept it on their behalf, and we will make sure that they get their award.
Friends up there, I'll make sure to get it to the right place.
All right, our next tree is the Japanese cherry trees at Heathwood Hall Episcopal School. These Japanese cherry trees line the pond at Heathwood Hall. Helen Tinch, who submitted the nomination, says she looks forward to spring because the trees look like they are covered in light pink snow. The trees have served as the centerpiece of many school events. Helen remembers the Dad's Day event when students and their fathers played games, went fishing, and kayaking in the pond. These trees also serve as a backdrop for the kindergarten graduation. These treasured trees are enjoyed by the students, teachers, and families of the Heathwood Hall Episcopal School.
I think my children were there and helped them. Lots of planting goes on out here. That's a good thing.
Really?
Thank you.
Our next tree is the Willow Oak at 1717 Laurel Street. Located in the heart of downtown Columbia, this willow oak has been a longtime family member of the Rosens. Joe Rosen, who submitted the nomination, said that this property was purchased more than 60 years ago and the willow oak was already standing tall. In the late 60s and early 70s, there was an auto repair garage on the property, and the willow oak stood strong against those rusting cars. This willow oak is a fine example of our treasured trees.
Thank you. How are you? Mwah. Oh,
Our next tree is the Chapin Magnolia at 113 Virginia Street, Chapin. The Robinson Hiller House is a National Historic Registry site that is home to this marvelous magnolia. The house was built in 1902 and is best known for its Queen Anne architectural style that was popular in the early 20th century. This magnolia belongs amongst our many treasured trees.
Do we have anybody here? Children, yay! Now each one of them is going to want to
Again,
Thank you.
landowners don't get the.
You're going to have a lot of money.
Our next tree is the oak tree at 3010 Linwood Drive. Lindenwood. Okay, Lindenwood. All right. And the neighbors of Frank, and I'm going to probably mess this up, Schmieding nominated this oak for the Treasured Trees program. Frank moved into an assisted living community, but his presence still lives in the neighborhood. Lynn and David Shelley have lovingly named this oak Frank after their dear neighbor, and we are proud to call Frank a treasured tree.
And what lovely memories of anyone. Good. Good. You'll love it.
Our next tree is the Swamp Chestnut Oak in the Congaree National Park. Located near the Weston Lake Loop Trail, this Swamp Chestnut Oak is nearly 130 feet tall and 17 feet in circumference. The tree provides an important food source for swamp life, including white-tailed deer, wild turkeys, and eastern gray squirrels. This Congaree colossal is worthy of being included in our treasured trees.
John is head of Friends of the Swamp, the Congaree Swamp, Congaree National Park, excuse me, and he gets one every year sometime because he takes so many fabulous treasures. Thank you.
All right, our next tree is the Cork Oak, and it's at 1220 West Main Street in Lexington. This treasured tree welcomes residents and visitors to Lexington, South Carolina. It is a jewel for the town of Lexington and sits on Highway 378. People love to hunt and collect the tree acorns and hoping to be able to plant a sapling and have more cork oaks throughout South Carolina. These highly prized cork oaks are uncommon but have everlasting beauty in the Midlands.
This is a special tree, and I have not seen it. We used to have one on the State House grounds that was given by I think the ambassador for Portugal, and it died, and there used to be one around the corner from here, and it died, but this one is spectacular. Pictures are incredible. I'm going to go see it. I hope you all will.
You go to Google, there's a 360 view you can see of it too.
Wow.
For people to go on that.
Thank you.
Landowners get this one. Ultimate Audio in Lexington said they're glad to get it nominated and put up.
All right, our last tree is the Centennial Redwood. It's at 361 Somerset Drive in Chapin. Mr. James Bryan planted this beloved redwood 28 years ago. The tree is now approximately 80 feet tall and stands among a grove of 30 redwoods. This environmentally conscious tree is great at decreasing air pollution and increasing more oxygen. We are pleased to recognize this mighty redwood as a treasured tree.
I know you didn't plant it. Here you go. Want to hold on to it? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all our trees for this year. Oh yes, that's right, I forgot. The Quazon Cherry Tree at 421 Edisto Avenue. Located between the University of South Carolina and Columbia's Village neighborhood, 5 Points, this cherry tree is a sight to see from Miss Susie Hayward's home. Its white to pink blossoms are most impressive during the springtime. These are among the most popular cherry blossom trees, but bear no fruit. The Edisto Avenue Quazon Cherry Tree is one of the Midlands area treasured trees.
And it's the first time in all the years that we created this that I've ever had one of my own. Thank you.
And that concludes our 2016 Midlands Area Treasured Trees. And let's give everybody a round of applause for their trees.